Some rather better than expected fourth quarter results coming out of the Eurozone.
Absolutely. There are growing hopes that the recovery is taking hold among the 18 countries that use the single currency. Between October and December, the Eurozone economy grew by 0.3% in comparison to the 3 previous months. That's still a low figure, but it is a pickup from the third quarter when growth came in at a measly 0.1%. Let's take a look at the breakdown across the Eurozone. The German economy grew by 0.4% and the French figure came in slightly better than expected at 0.3%. And when it comes to Italy, it was the country's first positive growth figure since 2011. The Netherlands, too, showed a pretty healthy looking growth figure there, up 0.7%. Now, the stronger than expected French figure was a result of higher domestic spending and investment. France is under scrutiny on fears that the Eurozone's biggest economy, second biggest economy, I should say, is stalling. Speaking earlier, the French finance minister acknowledged that growth is still low, but he denied that France is the Eurozone's Achilles heel.
This shows that France is a country that has great capability and capacity. We have to stop with the French bashing. We're not the sick man of Europe. We're a leader country of the Eurozone. Our capacities for resilience and for bouncing back are extremely high, as long as we're able to boost investment and innovation.
Now, beyond France, Italy is also in the spotlight as its Prime Minister Enrico Letta has resigned. It's widely tipped that Matteo Renzi, who is the leader of the Democratic Party, will be named the next head of government. Italian stocks, they've been trading higher on that prospect, with investors hoping for an economic boost. Olivia Salazar-Winspear takes a closer look now at the man who's likely to take Italy's reins.
Here, in the cradle of the Renaissance among Florence's museums and chapels, the city's mayor, Matteo Renzi, has been honing a political career that's now propelled him to new heights. Renzi was named leader of the centre-left Democratic Party last year, a serious coup for someone who, at 39 years old, has never been a member of parliament. His nickname's the Scrapper, as he's often calling on politicians to scrap the system and start again.
If Italy wants a radical change, that change can either come from the Democratic Party or no one at all.
Many put his rise down to his energy, charisma and no-nonsense solutions to the country's economic woes. With national unemployment at over 12%, Renzi's Jobs Act wants to ease up labour laws and make the job market more flexible, as well as introducing some tax cuts. He also wants to attract foreign investment. Italy received some 32 billion euros from foreign shores before the recession. That's dipped to just 7.2 billion today. Renzi's also looking to nudge up growth. GDP shrunk by 1.8% last year, but things could be looking sunnier, with 0.4% growth forecast for this year. The much-needed structural reforms should be among the next Italian premier's most pressing tasks, if they're to give the country's economy a much-needed boost. Yet this will be a difficult job and one that Enrico Letta has not managed to pull off during his time in power.
And as I said before, it seems as if investors are liking the idea of Matteo Renzi taking charge in Italy, because the main stock market index in Italy, in Milan to be specific, was up more than 1.6% at the close here in Europe. All of the main markets in the continent ended the week in positive territory on the better than expected Eurozone growth figures. Over in the United States, factory production dropped sharply in January by 0.8%. That put a dampener on trading earlier, but this hour we're seeing all of the main indices in positive territory. The Nasdaq underperforming the two others. They're slightly up, around about 0.1% so far. We'll be looking at the close, as it seems as if American markets are heading for their highest weekly gain so far this year. Let's take a look at a few other stories that we're watching for you. This year's edition of the Singapore Air Show reached new heights. Organisers say that orders to the tune of $32 billion came in. It's a new record high, and it highlights Asia's growing importance for the aerospace industry. European plane maker Airbus benefited the most, accounting for nearly half of the $32 billion total. Speaking of Airbus, the company has announced that it's buying the small German lender Salzburg München Bank. It's a bid by Airbus to get easier access to capital, both for itself and its suppliers. The plane maker says the new name of the unit will be Airbus Group Bank. German regulators still had to give the green light to this deal before it can go through definitely. And if you've received a box of chocolates for Valentine's Day, savour it. That's my advice. Chocolate prices, they look set to head higher as cocoa has hit a 2.5-year high. Cocoa prices, they've risen almost 10% just this year as producers are struggling to keep up with demand. Chocolate makers are left with a choice, either lower cocoa content or hike prices. That's the business news for now. I suppose it's time to buy chocolates, Tom.
Thank